I felt like Undead Mirror has been pretty boring for a long time. I think it's the worst, actually, when both go Ted Fiend build. But if there's a clash of strategies, like one going Ted Fiends, one going Lich, Ghouls, or maybe even Expo, then it gets interesting. Oh, and Labby is gonna grace us here with the exciting strategy. It's Dreadlord first. A bit of a Labby special. Long before Happy incorporated it into his play, Labby was playing it on ladder already. Back then, he was only considered a ladder player, a bit of a one-trick by some people. But since then, he has made strides and has become really, really, really strong. And quite successful as well in some tournaments. WSB, for example, we saw him do really well. Warcraft Champions Finals, we saw him do pretty well. More than pretty well. Really well. Made it to the Grand Finals. Once or twice. Gamba? Alright. Let's do a round of Gamba here. Of course, Labby knew he was going to get scouted. Still going to go for the fast expansion. 1-0 is on the way. This expansion creep isn't the very easiest, but it's also not that difficult, especially when you sleep some of them. If the DK can steal some creeps here, that would be tremendous. The danger, of course, is getting sleep surrounded. I'm not going to try to go for the trappers yet. Could easily kill this trapper down there with the coil. Maybe he's afraid of getting slept. Oh, did he get it? Yes, he did. Death Knight got the experience. That was pretty close. And 1-0 here is putting the pressure on. Of course, the thing when playing against Dreadlord is the DK cannot really get involved close up because he's going to get sleep surrounded. So he's going to have to just throw coils from afar, which does something, but it's not super effective. Oh, sleep. Was baiting him in with a creep blast hit, and that is a surround. That's going to be an easy TP forced, but he gets the last hit. Ooh, that was nicely done. Got something out of it. The Skelly made sure that this creep was low enough. And there was a decent harass for 1-0. Not a gigantic delay. Maybe the TP is gone, of course, which is dangerous, but he got lots of experience. Kept that from the Dreadlord, and that's a big deal already. 1-0 playing the Ted Fiend build here, as he always seems to do in Night of Mirror. Undead Mirror, I mean. The difficulty for the Dreadlord is not getting up the expansion. If you're a good Dreadlord player, that is really reliable. The difficulty is what you do later on when the Undead reaches the enemy Undead reaches tier 2 and tier 3. When the Fiends really start to take over and the Ghouls fall off more and more. Labby will have to bridge the time until his own tier 3. That is the difficulty with this strategy. If he could find a DK kill or some Fiend kills with a bunch of Ghouls, Dreadlord 3, that would be absolutely perfect. But also on a big map like this, not so easy to catch your opponent. Though right now, Dreadlord almost seems to be on the way. Good scouting by 1-0, by the way. His Skelly usage here is excellent. Ooh, and I like the Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest gives him early game Dispel against the Sleep, which can be a lifesaver in the right situation. See mercs on both sides here. Oh, look at that Skelly. Almost getting ghoul kills. Oh my god, so many ghouls hurt here. Oh! Panic! Press the panic button. DK's showing up, but a little bit too late to steal the last hit. Couldn't have coiled it anyways. But he can coil the Shadow Priest. And now we got a Death Knight level 3 with Fiends. Now 1-0 is starting to hit his stride. Oh, Labby still isn't teching. Oh my god, that tech is so late. And here comes the Dark Ranger second. Things are starting to look better and better for 1-0. Man, those last hit steals at the beginning of the game were quite good indeed. Big mana potion also for the Death Knight. Pops it right away. Plenty of coils still ready to use. Dreadlord also has lots of mana, but he can't heal with it. He can't do damage with it. It's only sleep. Trying to go for the Shadow Priest right away. but good wake up. Or I guess maybe Labby woke him up himself. Trying to kill the Death Knight here, but there is a cloak on him. There's a dust against the cloak as well. Oh my god, he can't kill him here, maybe. Losing a lot of ghouls to try to get the kill, but he gets him. Whoa, hold the phone. No coils anymore. Also no aura anymore for these fiends, which is also a big deal. But it's a lot of ghouls going down. Dark Ranger level 2 already, getting more skeletons. Oh, that's a lot of skellies. These skellies might just be able to take out the expansion. Ones that are going to try to go for a Tavern Res. Oh, sleep. Trying not to surround the Dark Ranger, but rather kill more fiends. Killing fiends here is extremely valuable. Dreadlord, by the way, getting closer to level 4 in the meantime, but he's still lacking a bit. He would get level 2 aura then, I guess. Level 2 aura, is that good? I don't know. Oh, sleep. Another surround. 4-pointer. But the DK is back. Oh, can he hold the surround? Oh, with a fresh ghoul coming in. There's a burrow. Isn't there a dust? Oh, there's a dust. Labby forgetting about the dust right now. And he's getting surrounded himself by a ton of skeletons. And with that, he's gonna probably go down here. He doesn't even have that many resources, by the way. Putting a lot of damage on the DK in the meantime. Oh, if he had killed the fiend, he would have leveled up. Sleep on the Dark Ranger to prevent the right clicks. No way, dude. And now he's got the mercs with the slow. Nah, how the hell did he get out there, dude? The claws, the lifesteal. He's looking for more surrounds. Trying to kill the DK. Oh, he's got the cloak now. Dust used against the fiend, not against the DK. This is a crazy game already. Ah! Dreadlord! Running back in! No way! Is he gonna die? Ah! He dies! What? Runs back into his demise and now there's a coil. Oh, what is this game, brother? Has Labby even teched? I don't even know, dude. Has to go for the Tavern Res now. He's still trying to kill the Dark Ranger. Dude, there's a statue here in level 4 DK. Alright, Dreadlord is back from the tavern. Ah, dude, imagine if he had... You know when the Fiend burrowed the first time? If he used the dust right away, I'm pretty sure he gets level 4 much earlier. Could have looked way different. Somewhere in the overlay it says what tech he is, right? Yeah, you can see it up at the top. Labby is tier 2. Oh man, level 3 Dark Ranger is so good here though. That's like the best counter imaginable against ghouls. Alright, he's trying to go for another surround it seems. 1-0 is deep. Some would say balls deep in the enemy base. But there's a cloak this time and no reveal against it, by the way. Death Knight can use it to save himself. Ah, cloak invis. Didn't remember the dust. Cloak again. Oh, 1-0 outplaying Labby right now. Of course, it's easier to do when you have the ranged army. And the Dreadlord goes down again. And that will do it. GG it is. 1-0 for 1-2-0. But a close game. And a fun one. Yeah, when we get differing strategies in Undead Mirror, it oftentimes makes for an interesting back and forth. A tug of war with weak points and strong points. Ted Fiend Mirror is more on the boring side, but good thing for us is that Labby hates Ted Fiend Mirror. His Fiend Micro also isn't really the best in the world. And so 1-0 takes the first map. This is a rematch, by the way, of just, I think it was last week, where Labby took a map of 1-0, but lost the series 2-1 in the end. We'll see if we can take at least a map. Map number 2 is gonna be his choice, and that is Tidehunters. Another map where you instantly have to be cognizant of the fact, of course, that fast expansion is very much a possibility. 1-0 will have to be on point with scouting and with adjustments. Thank you to Please Don't Hack with the resub. Oh, and I forgot about the subs at the start of the stream. Guys, I'm sorry. I hope you're still here. We had Sushi Core and Gaming Brewer also with the resubs. Thank you. And Tuanshu87 with the resub as well. Tuanshu is German for sports sneaker. Imagine if you still had a sports sneaker from 1987. Ooh. The aroma. Alright, map number 2. 1-0 here with a chance to take the series quick. Another win here would mean a fast 2-0 and an advancement to the upper bracket final. 1-0 is the favorite to make it there. And he's going for the same opening build again. It almost looks stubborn by 1-0, right? Regardless of map, regardless of opponent, regardless of any factor, in an Admira he always goes Tetfiend build. Isn't Ghoul build like just objectively better on some maps and against some players? I feel like it should be, but I guess he's, prioritizing his comfort here, and this is clearly the strat he's most comfortable with. No driller anymore, but Lich for Labby. Lich also a very possible first hero for expansion play. But that means the DK can harass much better. He doesn't have to be worried about sleep surround. Nova is scary, but not that good at surrounding. Nothing is as good as sleep. And there it is, Labby again with the expansion like this. This is clearly Labby's favorite way to play. And what he's most potent with. Finds a ring early, which is not good for the Lich. You really want to stack up on damage as much as you can. Also use 2 Novas, by the way. Already. Might be a little bit low on the mana side. Yo, Razor Moon with the raid. Thank you. And welcome, everyone. This is our first match of the day here today in the Warcraft All-Star League, where we are in Group B. We are looking for 2 players today to join us into the top 8 playoffs. Gonna have a total of 5 matches today. They're looking for the expo cancel. Of course, he can use his own skeletons here to prevent the expansion at least once. That should work out, even if it's just the skellies attacking. Oh, the coil a little bit late. Slight mistake, that doesn't really matter. The cancel was still successful. But it's an early cancel, not a very late cancel. So this slows down the expansion by perhaps 30 seconds. You can equate that to 300 gold plus a bit of change from the cancel, maybe 350 gold. That's decent, but normally not a game-winning play. Now, if 1-0 could do it again, that would be outstanding. But now he doesn't have Run anymore, and there's a Nerub, so it's very difficult and very dangerous to attempt this. No coil steal there. 2.0 on the DK versus 2.4 on the Lich. Maybe 1-0 here isn't even so hell-bent on canceling the expansion. Maybe just wants to stick around and slow down the Lich. Because right now, 1-0 has 0 skellies and only 1 fiend on the field. His creeping capabilities are minimal, whereas Labby can creep like crazy if he's left alone. So, 1-0 wants to slow down the Lich as much as he can. But this is the big weakness of the Tetfiend build. It is very weak early game. It starts getting stronger quite fast. Here at around 5 minutes, you pick up the second hero, you get more fiends to start the tier 3, and especially on tier 3, this build is really good. Oh, no on the Death Knight. Couple of right clicks. Trying to force the TP. The block with the fiend was not successful, and the TP is successfully forced. Which might be a very big deal later on. And now the DK also has a difficult time healing up. Slaughterhouse only coming now by 1-0. This is a pretty good position for Labby. 1-0 though, looking confident. Doesn't want to give up the middle. He's returning right away. We'll have to see those damage items given to the Dark Ranger. They should make more sense. Oh, speaking of Dark Ranger, catches a few stragglers. Or does she? 1 ghoul, 2 ghouls. Okay, 2 ghouls go down here so far. Not the worst. Oh, the DK, by the way, still in danger. Ooh, 1-0 is playing a tight game here. Dangerous game. If he gets caught by the Nova, that's it. Trying to use the rest of the army for scouting. Properly move around the Death Knight. 1 more ghoul goes down. That makes it 3 losses total. Oh, that ghoul turns around. Whoops. Labby here struggling a bit with the APM. 1 more ghoul dead than necessary. DK positioning here is very nice. Staying somewhat in range to save the key fiends with the coils, but not getting Nova himself, staying in the shadows. This is level 3 though. Also having the heal potion is quite nice indeed. And this is about as good of an early game, I think, as Labby could hope for. But as mentioned, with the Tet Fiend build, it really shows its strength later on. The early game should always be weak. Here comes a Lich though, committing in with the heal potion and the Nova. If he can minimize the Fiend numbers early, that would be tremendous. Looking for the surround. Oh my god, that was so close. 1-0, lucky to get out of that one. Labby here just inches away from making a big play. But 1-0 so far, preventing it successfully. Labby now also teching. He will need tier 3, he will need Fiends, Destroyer, Statues. And 1-0 is really struggling with levels this time. Map 1 was a way different story. He killed so much stuff so quickly. The Dark Ranger and Death Knight were leveling like mad. But now both are just barely level 2. Especially with the DK, that is pretty surprising. And 1-0 deciding not to go for the push, but rather for the counter expansion. Another Acolyte. And expanding down south. Labby is very, very far ahead economically. But he doesn't have much of a supply lead yet. Though that might change very soon. So gonna take 2 more minutes for 1-0's Expo to start mining. It's a long time. Where Labby seemingly just freely creeping up. There's good movement by 1-0 right now. He knows he has the Orb tier 3 advantage. And he's trying to find the opponent and punish him as much as he can. Take as many creeps away as he can ideally also. If 1-0 just crept the red and been passive, this would have been a pretty big mistake. Here the more aggressive stance is working out a lot better. Now we got the first destroyer up as well. Good number of steals here every now and then by Labby. Gonna try to land the coil. Not allowing that one though. And now we got Death Knight level 3 finally, and we got the Mana Stone. And Wonder should also be able to get this next camp with the next consumable. Level lead will be on 1-0. LabyRinth is supposed to have the supply lead, which currently he has. But needs some more creeps. You need at least level 2 DK. Fighting an undead mirror fight without aura is utterly impossible. So he's giving solo XP to the Death Knight to hopefully get that level 2, which he shall. And that makes this army now way more competitive. Ring of Regen here, also pretty nice. A bunch of mana items on 1-0. He seems to be way better equipped. And also he's a full hero ahead. Now 1-0 is adding the Dark Ranger. I mean, Labby's adding the Dark Ranger. Supply lead is indeed on LabyRinth's side, but I don't think that's enough to win him the fight. I think what he actually needs is an insane Lich to carry him in the ultra late game. I think what he needs is a level 5 Lich. Oh, but the Rethalas. This Dark Ranger 1-0 is super stacked. Labby's going for the push. I think this is his best chance to win the game. If he wins the push right here, takes up the expansion. If 1-0 holds, I think I see him in the lead. But the Lich is the X factor. Level 5 Lich can still make quite the difference. Alright, in we go. Nova on both sides. Coil misses for 1-0. Seems to be a good start to the fight here for Labby. Satyu also way too far forward. Moved into a destroyer, but webbed quickly, of course. Coil's flying and landing, but only level 1 coil for Labby. Hard to keep these targets alive. Lich for 1-0 is lacking behind. No level 3 yet, but that might change soon. Now the mana items are coming into play. What of mana stealing already used, and the mana stone still ready as well. Invul on the Lich, that's a big one, by the way. But Labby still has to supply it here by a bit. DK now in trouble for Labby. He has an invul. Coil on the Dark Ranger. Invul on the Lich might run out. That's going to make things dangerous. Lich levels up to 3. The DK is blocked. The Fiend getting targeted next. And this is turning out to be a very close fight indeed. 1-0 not mining right now from his expansion. Coils are soon running out. Well, actually there's still the Mana Stone here on 1-0. Of course we can't forget about that one. Can be used in a necessary moment like this. And this level 4. Big level up there as well. 1-0 picking off more and more kills here. The destroyers give a lot of experience. This is also going to be his, and now he's got 4-4-3 levels. Labby did take out a lot of the acolytes very well, but they can be remade. And 1-0 for the first time, perhaps this whole game, now has a supply lead. Oh, DK. Oh, wait! Just gets caught there by the Nova. Oh, I was looking away for a second at chat. And there he goes. And there goes the game, I must say. Labby now very far behind. He had a TP on the Dark Ranger. I guess she just was coming back from the shop or something. The Lich needed to carry the late game for Labby. But he didn't level up quickly enough. Level 4.5 is pretty good, but he needed 5 sooner. What is there now on the trigger? You can see his confidence, and why wouldn't he be? Just kill the hero, supply lead now, hero lead as well. And pretty much the perfect army for Undermira. Good old Fiend Destroyer. Labby again successfully taking out the mining at the enemy expansion, but in the meantime his main base is suffering. Altar taken out, DK has to be tavern rezzed. And there's only 2 towers protecting the main base, which isn't that scary. 1-0 is facing Labby to return home. Make a stand and fight to protect the home base. 2 heal scrolls on Labby. But still a supply deficit. And fighting without a DK is normally impossible. DK has returned from the tavern finally. He's the one carrying the heal scrolls, but he's got no mana. He can only provide the aura here. 1-0 is looking to close this one out. Charging forward with confidence. 10 supply lead still here. Lich level 4 all of a sudden. The mana battery is online. And despite a pretty easy early expo, this didn't seem to be good enough for Labby. The hero level deficit really making the big difference here. Most important play for 1-0, I think, this game was to know his power spikes and advantages and move aggressively to slow down enemy creeping in the mid game. Labby still struggling against 1-0 in this matchup. Seems like that's been the case for a while. Trying to go with some hero kills here. What else can Labby really do? He's got almost no army left. Huge supply lead now. Oh, he took out the expansion somehow. I don't know how. Maybe sappers? Maybe just ghouls? I don't really think it matters though. Putting a lot of damage here on the DK. But he's got Ring of Regen and Blight and Status. Look at this DK heal, baby. Oh, look at him go. Quickly back up to 300 HP. Oh, Lich. Alright. Maybe now. Trying to kill him. Maybe now. Nope. Zeppelin as well. Good play by 1-0. Seems like he's showing up in shape here for the first match. Sometimes 1-0 known to be a bit shaky in his daily performance. Oh! Am I lagging? No, that's not me. It's the observer. Whoops. Okay. Obs might be lagging out. I think, though, it is not that difficult to predict how this game is going to end. Seems like we were on a very clear track. Let's see. Has the admin saying something? Oh, wait. No, we're back in the game, are we? Yes, we are. Okay. I think we have a backup observer in this tournament, which is pretty nice. Labby still has some hope here, since he took out the enemy expo a little while ago. But what he hasn't killed in a long time is the units. And heroes. Labby is fighting tooth and nail here to not yet drop to the lower bracket. 1-0 seems to have all the advantages imaginable. He's close to level 5 Lich. Maybe that's what he's praying for. Level 5 Lich is pretty insane. Will be getting nerfed on the new patch. Nova slow duration. Which I think is indeed quite deserved. This is a good position for Labby. Really weird for 1-0 to get through this bottleneck past the towers. Losing a destroyer here for free. There's also time for 1-0 to re-establish his expansion, which is now again mining. And Labby's running out of gold soon, by the way. The gold mines here on Tide Hunters don't last that long. Fiend numbers, hero levels, everything seems to be speaking in favor of 1-0. Level 5 Dark Ranger. Ooh, baby. Now we got the big skellies. I think he didn't skill it yet. It's always surprising to me how many of the pro players aren't fast enough to skill level ups in the middle of the battle. That is the one thing I can do better than them. He's like 1-0 here is also doing... Oh! Labby can though. On level 4 right away goes for death back to heal up the DK. That was kinda a neat touch. But the Fiend superiority is still clearly on 1-0. Always quick with the hero movement. Saw that nuke coming on the DK again. Nicely stay out of range. Death Knight positioning here has been excellent all game. Worth mentioning. Oh, now though DK going deep in a difficult position here. He's got the TP, gonna have to use it. Fiend's going down quickly again. Oof. Oh my god, dude, the legend was almost out of range. So the Fiend is gonna have to be sacrificed. And maybe even a statue. Oh, no. Destroyer save. Labby getting some decent kills here. The level 5 Lich is starting to kick in. But the trouble is, he is now far, far behind. MW Juice with the resub. Thank you. How much gold does Labby have left? We see it in the overlay, right? Okay, 3,500. That's still a pretty good amount. I thought he would have less, actually. I guess the expansion wasn't that fast. But now there also has crazy levels. Triple level 5 on the Chinese undead. What more could she wish for? Catgus pipe, maybe? Nope. It is the Helm of Valor. Dude, the Dark Ranger has 1 million bonus agi. Maybe even 1.5 million. Oh, TPN, all the Destros webbed. This might be a bit of a slaughter here. DK mana is, however, low. Ooh, the damage. Oh my god, the damage. Level 5 Lich, ladies and gentlemen. Quite the beast. That's gonna do it. GG. Labby here with a good fight. Making it a fairly close series, but 1-0 again seems to be excellent in this matchup. Seems to have Labby's number now for a while. Against Happy, most recently.